Hello, my name is David Cho. I'm attending Walden University and I'm working towards a Master of Science in Education. This presentation is designed for course EDUC 6617 with Dr. Pamela Cole. In this presentation on July 7th, 2020, I will be presenting Section 2 of Brain-Based Teaching, Brain-Compatible Teaching Strategies. By the end of the course, you will be able to summarize the importance of the RAD and the Where-To model. You will also be able to identify examples of the RAD and Where-To models in the upcoming lesson plan. The Where-To and RAD models both serve to enhance the learning of students by providing teachers with strategies and brain-based understanding for learning. The RAD is an acronym for the parts of the brain responsible for information intake and processing. R stands for Reticular Activating System, which serves to filter through useful and non-useful information. A represents the amygdala, which translates the information as a threat response or other valuable information. Lastly, the D represents dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter released during pleasure that aids in the learning and memory of experiences. For learning to successfully take place, all three components should be activated. The Where-To model is a way to plan lessons so that they have a clear purpose, hook, equipable skills of knowledge, reflection opportunities, evaluation opportunities, tailored interest, and organized structure. Both models are different from traditional lesson plans, as it requires the teachers to be more thoughtful and aware of the instructional structure and strategies used in the lesson. There are many ways to enhance learning using the RAD model. For example, making the lessons relevant to student issues and interests will help activate the reticular system, as it will be processed as useful information to students. Reducing stress in the classroom by utilizing strategies of mindfulness can help reduce stress and improve learning and memory. Making a lesson exciting by dressing up, asking deep questions, or utilizing technology and videos can help release dopamine to enhance learning and memory. The implemented lesson that will occur near the end of the course will be designed for 11th grade U.S. history students. The topic covered will be on the responses from the African American community to segregation and racial discrimination. Students will use a variety of levels of Bloom's taxonomy, including being able to identify, describe, infer, explain, evaluate, compare, and create. Technology will also be utilized in the lesson plan, as it is known that technology can significantly enhance learning. Students will use a computer with internet access to create a digital poster with digital images, video, or audio for their main performance task. The teacher will also be using technology representing the information on PowerPoint with images, audio, and video. Students will understand the learning outcomes, objectives, and norms for the lesson during the lesson. They will also understand the importance of the lesson when dealing with important topics such as racism in our 21st century lives. The lesson shows videos of current issues of racism and connects to images and stories of similar experiences in the past. A probing question, would Martin Luther King see injustice today, will be discussed to hook student interest. The main performance task requires students to create a 21st century action plan for dealing with active discrimination and racism in a way that is similar to the successful responses done in the 1960s. The class discussion after the learning activity will help students rethink and evaluate main ideas of the lesson. The uniqueness of this lesson tailors to student interests, as the issues of discrimination and racism impacts most all students' lives in some way. The topic can be very controversial and is so relevant to today's issues that students will find it pertaining to their curiosities and interests. Lastly, the flow of the lesson is sequential, starting from the hook all the way to the assessment. This sequential structure allows for a well organized lesson. Elements of RAD will be applied throughout the lessons. The lessons start with a moment for mindfulness and slides for jokes, quotes, and interesting facts. This introduction will set the tone for a positive and comfortable classroom environment. This will help prime the amygdala to reduce stress and accept information for learning. The humor will also serve to prime the emotional release of pleasure to make learning effective and memorable. The videos, images, and overall relevancy of the lesson will help activate the reticular system. The physical movement and outdoor experience of the learning activity will help stimulate the brain by increasing blood flow and making the learning more exciting for students. Lastly, background music will increase motivation, relaxation, and help stimulate pleasure for the learning experience. In conclusion, the Where To and RAD models enhance learning by requiring teachers to be more thoughtful of their learning process when creating lessons. The lesson that will be created will provide multiple examples of the Where To and RAD model. Can you identify and explain several examples of the Where To model that will be used in my lesson? Can you identify and explain several examples of how the RAD model will be used in my lesson? Let's take a moment and respond for your assessment. The next several slides contain the sources that were used in this presentation. Thank you and have a wonderful day.